Just a regular day of life in Saudi Arabia.
I'm finally in Saudi Arabia. What? I'm currently in the capital called Riyadh, and I want to go to quite a few different places here in the area, but apparently now it's the prayer time, so literally everything is closed, and everything opens only at like 1 or 2 p.m. So I guess I'll just roam the streets, see what happens, but quite excited to see what this country's all about.
I've been to quite a few Muslim countries before, but none of those countries were ever as serious about prayer time as Saudi Arabia. Literally every single shop was closed and everyone in the city were making their way to the closest mosque to pray. Either way, I wasted no time and did whatever else I could, which was a lot more exciting than you would imagine.
Check this out. Look at that. Look at that. So many of them.
Once the prayers were over, the city slowly came back to life and I found myself surrounded by old antiques in a traditional Saudi marketplace. After that, I checked out a few gorgeous parks in the city center and proceeded to the National Museum of Saudi Arabia, which apparently was really interesting.
I'm literally the only person here. I don't know, maybe because it's a Friday or maybe because there's not too many tourists here today. I don't know what's the reason, but look at it. Look at all these empty halls. Wow.
Then I hopped into a taxi and went to check out the third tallest building in Saudi Arabia that had a fancy shopping mall, one of the highest mosques in the world, and a beautiful sky bridge with incredible views of Riyadh. The next morning, things got real. I caught up with my friend Zach, and together with his friend Jimmy the DJ and Marva the investment banker, we all went on a road trip. Eventually we hit the vast desert an hour away from Riyadh and your boy Jacob took over the wheel.
I'm a bit tired, so I'm driving now.
After another hour of driving, we finally reached one of the most incredible natural sights in all of Saudi Arabia, the one and only edge of the world.
Finally reached the edge of the world. As you can see all around me, the views here are insane. There's hardly any people because it's so hard to reach. Look at that. Look at all those cliffs and all those rocks and all those mountains everywhere. Man, this is such an incredible place. Wow. Saudi Arabia, what's up?
We were all super excited to be out in nature and spend many hours having awesome conversations, laughing and simply sitting on the edge, admiring the wonderful views around us. We also talked lots about life in Saudi Arabia and Marva had a few things she wanted to share with you.
Yeah, we do wear t-shirts and we do not have to wear abayas, we do not have to wear hijabs, and we're here at the edge of the world because we are the edge of the world and you should come see us.
Yay!
Later that night, I hopped on a night bus that took me literally all across the country to Saudi Arabia's commercial center and the 10th largest city in the Arab world, Jeddah. Even though Jeddah has a beautiful water promenade as well as lots of gorgeous mosques and fancy buildings, my favorite part of the city was its old town called Al-Balad that was founded well over 1,000 years ago.
Man, this place is so cool. First of all, everything looks very beautiful. And then everyone's so happy that I'm here. Everyone's shaking my hands. Even the girls, what? Everyone wants to talk to me, ask me questions, show off their moves to me. It's great. Finally.
I spent the remainder of my day walking all around the city of Jeddah, but since I'm not the biggest fan of the city life, early the next morning I rented a car and went on a pretty epic road trip. Just came to some sort of a popular national park here in the area, but everything seems to be abandoned. Look at that. I feel like I'm literally the only person in this whole huge park. Yeah, the first national park I visited wasn't necessarily the best, so I hopped back into my car and continued driving until this happened.
I am so happy to see.
Very happy.
All here people very nice.
Very nice.
Come, very easy people.
Yes.
All people come here, welcome and sit in home, no problem.
Yes. No problem.
All yes.
Nice. Thank you so
welcome.
much. Thank you.
Inshallah. No
thank
one?
you so much. The police were so friendly, dude. This one guy, he hugged me, He gave me his phone number, his Instagram. He said, dude, if you ever face any problems in Saudi Arabia, always call me in the middle of the night, early in the morning, whenever you have any problems, just call me and I'll help you solve everything. And inshallah, we'll meet again. Have a great trip. Thank you so much for coming to Saudi Arabia. It is insane.
Then I rode hundreds of kilometers across absolutely stunning mountains and made my way to one of the coolest villages in all of Saudi Arabia, called DHEE. DHEE was built over 400 years ago, and even though it was abandoned in the late 20th century, all the houses in the village are still very much intact.
I think I found a house I can go inside in. Let's check it out. Go inside here, another door. Wow. Okay, this room is much bigger. Is there anything there? No. Once again, not a single other person, just me. No one's guarding the place. I can go literally anywhere. I can do whatever I like. I can stand anywhere. You know what I mean? It's insane. I mean, look at all those views. This place was built such a long time ago and it's still here. I can go inside some of the houses and check them out. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Yeah, Saudi Arabia definitely is a very undiscovered gem. Wow.
As wonderful as it was walking around DHEE, the coolest thing about visiting the place was running into this awesome Ukrainian backpacker called Pavlo, who was couch surfing with this amazing local guy.
Welcome to Saudi Arabia.
Yay!
Pablo told me he was heading down south, and so we decided to continue the road trip together. Our first stop was the city of Abha, which isn't too popular with the tourists, but it's home to an awesome viewpoint, a very interesting museum, and most importantly, dozens of really cute tiny houses painted in different colors. We only spent a couple of hours exploring the city, then hit the road again and arrived to the second historical village of our road trip, the village of RIJAL ALMA. Anciently, this village used to be a natural passage that linked between Yemen, Mecca, Medina, and Lebanon. Thus, it was an important regional trade center. These days, as you can see, it only features around 60 multiple-story buildings and is a pretty famous tourist attraction with quite a few things to see.
Another What did you Dude, no! Okay, apparently we are being attacked by dozens of bats all around us. I don't know where they are now. Bro, no bats so far, come. But I can hear them everywhere.
Sector clear.
Even though our day was already going pretty well, it was nothing compared to what happened next. You see, we took our car up to the mountains above the clouds, enjoying definitely the most beautiful roads and viewpoints I had seen in Saudi Arabia, until we reached this.
Man, this place is insane. It's so calm, so peaceful, so beautiful. I can literally only hear the wind and the mosque sounds from that mountain village right there. That's it, you know. Somehow never expected to be in a place like this in Saudi Arabia, you know. Definitely not what I thought I would find here. But here I am. Wow.
The next morning, I said goodbye to my brother Pablo and spent 10 hours driving over 700 kilometers up the beautiful coast all the way back to Jeddah, where I hopped on a bus and went on my last adventure in Saudi Arabia to the ancient desert city of Al-Ula. Al-Ula was established thousands of years ago as the capital of ancient kingdoms of Dadan and Lihian, and was a vital crossroads along the famous incense trading routes running from southern Arabia north into Egypt and beyond. Because of that, it's home to ancient settlements, gorgeous rock carvings, and even a famous UNESCO World Heritage Site. As much as I enjoyed visiting Al-Ula, the best thing about it was the fact that I got to explore it with a group of 9 other Saudi people who are some of the friendliest and nicest people I had ever met in my entire life.
Welcome to Saudi Arabia!
Wallahi, I love Lithuania. Already because of this guy. I am coming to your country for you with my wife and my family.
Amazing. You're always welcome, brother.
Wallah, I'm coming
Always
there.
welcome.
It's gonna, if this is the kind of it, I know it's a good country.
All of us hopped into a couple of epic 4x4s and spent days exploring Al-Ula and having lots of fun in the process. We also shared great food together, learned all about the ancient history of Al-Ula, went to see an incredible live-action performance, did semi-successful flips on trampolines, and spent lots of time talking and sharing stories with each other.
Hi, my name is Rana. I'm very happy about the change happening in my country. It allowed me as a lady to come and visit these places. Before I would never ever be able to come to this place and explore my country.
Oh, do you also have a driver's license now?
I do.
Ah,
Yes.
do you like
1 year
driving?
ago, and yeah, I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
High five.
And I love my
Hey.
car.
Yay!
I miss my car.
Man, so far the tour has been completely amazing, and actually the guys organizing the whole thing, they invited me on this tour for free so that I could share it with you legends. So if you ever want to go on a tour in Al-Ula, check them out in the description box down below, and I'm 100% sure they will never disappoint you. We spent our last evening together smiling, laughing, and having lots of fun. It really did feel like I found my own family in Saudi Arabia, and that felt absolutely incredible. Even though I obviously had my doubts coming into Saudi Arabia, traveling all around the country, I was astonished by how friendly and hospitable everyone was. I never felt unsafe for even a moment and was treated very kindly anywhere I went. I know that Saudi Arabia has had a unique history, but I'm very happy to know that the country is opening itself up to the world and providing all of its citizens with the same rights. Thank you to all the amazing people I met traveling around Saudi Arabia. Your hospitality, kindness, care, and your smiles absolutely made my days. The moments we shared together will stay with me for a very long time, and I wish you all the best. Inshallah, I'll see you again.